भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः तुष्टुवागं शस्तनूभिः वशेमा देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ओम. It means, O gods, may we hear only good things. O gods, whom we are worshipping, may we see only good things with our eyes. May we praise you with our body and all its organs steady. And may we live this life as long as the gods decree, peace for oneself. Again, the second part it says, may Indra of ancient fame be auspicious to us. May the supremely rich, all-knowing Pusha, god of the earth, be propitious to us. May Garuda, the destroyer of evil, be well disposed towards us. May Brihaspati ensure our welfare. So this is the invocation, and we were studying the second question. In the second question we find the Bhargava Vaidarvi Prapacha. The Vaidarvi of Bhrigu clan, the name of the boy is Vaidarvi. He belongs to the Bhrigu family. Bhrigu, the famous rishi, and he comes and is asking the question to Pippalada, with whom they were living for 1 year, as per the instruction of the Pippalada, the great sage. Bhagavan katteva deva prajam vidhayante. How many gods support the body of the created being? Here he is using the word God. Actually, these are all the organs. As because through the organs all things are being expressed, so deva, this word has been used. Katara etat prakashante, how many manifest their power through it? And kah puna esham varishta iti, who is the highest among them? So these are 3 questions he asked last time we read in our last class. This answer has been given in 12 slokas by Pippalada. In one question, 3 parts. First is how this praja vidhayante. Second, who is manifesting, because this body, praja means this being, and in a being means we have the organs. How many organs, and who is the highest among these organs? And here we find that the prana, it has been said that it is the prana. In the Upanishad, we always mention different names that we have to keep in mind. Last in our class we have said Hiranyagarbha, the Brahma, then Prana, or different type of names have been used to express the Creator. Then it says the Prana. Tasmai saho vacha. To the disciple he said, they boastfully said, who? These different organs. Now, the space, Akasha, verily is the God. Then, other also, the wind, fire, water, earth, speech, mind, all, they are gods. Our organs are made of 5. You know that the whole body, the being, Panchabhuta. This Panchabhuta is made of all this, and that has been mentioned as the Deva. Now the question is, who is supporting these beings? This is a very wonderful question. They want to know the Brahman, Supreme Brahman. In the beginning we knew about it. They all knew all these things. Again they are asking this question to clarify that there is a being, and this being, the human being, suppose we are living, we are thinking, we are feeling. That means all these things, when it is there, can you simply deny it? Or there is something which can be explained as a Brahman through this human being, is a being. Now here this question, it says that all these are supporting the body. One after another they are giving the example. We have already studied that. Now they say that who is the highest to answer this question? Who is supporting this body? All these pranas, all these other organs. So they are supporting this body. The body has been mentioned over here very peculiarly as bana, arrow. So it has been mentioned here, the terminology that has been used, term that has been used as bana. So they say in this way. I am not reading the whole slokas, I am giving you the meaning only. Because the God, it is revealed, so it is the God. What are the gods? Our all organs. And here they were fighting. No, I am the highest. As if. So the story goes in this way. Hearing that, one, his name is Prana, he says, Mohamma apadatha. You should not be bewildered. Do not fall into this delusion. How many organs are there? Chakshu, Karna, Nashika, Jivha, Tak. Then the Mana. Then the Prana. So all these are there. They are supporting this human being. When the question came, who is the main? So they were started debating among them. So I am the main. If I don't see, the eye said, can you see? And if I am not using the tongue, he said, can you taste? So all they were debating in that way. Then suddenly, as if they heard a voice telling them, don't be deluded. You do not know who is the main. So according to Hinduism, this body is composed of 5 materials, and we know all these. It comes the Gyanendriya, the organs of the perception, the Karna or Sotra. 2 names have been used. Karna, the ear, or the Sotra. Then Tvak, this is the touch. Then the Chakshu, the eye. Jivha, the tongue. Nashika. And another organ is the Mana. The life force is the Prana. Here the people will give the answer. Just to remind you, we have 10 organs. One, the 5, one group, another 5, second group. The second group is Karmendriya, Gyanendriya, Karmendriya. To understand the Indian philosophy, these things are very, very essential to keep in mind. Again and again they will be referring to the Indriyas. And sometimes the Indriyas are referred as Deva because they are revealing. So the Deva, Karmendriya, the organs are Bak, then Pani, Pada, Payu, Upastha. So Pani are the hands, then the Pada, the feet, Payu, the organ of evacuation, Upastha, the organ of creation, and then comes the Gyanendriya, we just said, then comes the Prana. Now the story begins to prove that among all the organs, Prana is the chief. Pipalada, the teacher, said. This begins in the 4th sloka. In the 2nd chapter, 4th sloka, he said, the second, Sa, that means Prana, Abhimanat, out of pride, Urdham, rose upward, Utkramati iba, as if it were going out of the body. Tasmin Utkramati, when it rose upward, Atha itare sarve eva utkramante. Here the word itare, sometimes in the Indian words itara, means the very, very low type of person. But here itara means the others. The one and the others. The others have been mentioned as itara. This itara, it says, Atha itare sarve eva utkramante. All others rose upward also. The story is they were debating, as we heard first, and they were demanding that I am the chief. Then the prana said, okay, if you are not listening to me, let me leave. I will leave this body. They are not mentioning the body. This is a building, this is a house. In the house, there are so many other brothers. All are demanding, I am the main. Then the prana said, okay, leave all you here. I am leaving the body. I am leaving the house. As if he was going out. Utkramanti means the prana goes out. When it was going out, then automatically the others are also leaving the body. The chakshu, the karna, the jiva, and all this, they are all leaving the body. Sarve eva pratishtante. Again they came back and settled when? Tasmin pratishtamane. When the prana was leaving, all they were leaving. Not that they were willing, as if. I am using the word as if. But they were forced to leave because without the prana, nothing can survive. And when the prana came back and settled, they also came back and settled. Though prana is one and main source of life, according to its activities, it has been divided into 5 parts, 5 names are there. This is the beauty of the Indian philosophy. They go very deep, very root, and then they try to give all this explanation. The prana, through which being does inhaling and exhaling, that is the main. Same prana again has been named as apana, that air which moves downward, vyana, the air which remains all over the body, and expansion, contraction is done by the vyana. Then udana, that helps to belch, and samana, that which transform food and drinks into vital blood, etc. So Hinduism was not done by anyone, it was a research. And different time, different spiritual scientists, we call them rishis, they discovered and they gave all this explanation to help us to understand the whole body also. Why body? We'll come to that slowly in the second question. A third question we will find the body is very important. Though the body is the problem, because of this body, because we are keeping our mind on the body, because we are thinking this body as permanent, because our whole love and attention on the body, which is temporary, we are bound. But at the same time, without the body, we cannot get mukti. So through this body, we have to perform the work in such a way, and body means its mind also. So they say, in the body, there are 5 different types of activity of the same air, and the main is the prana, but the others are also important. Then they started praising the prana. When the prana, he said that I am going to leave. Okay, you be here, I am going to leave. Then they were frightened. And they started praising the prana. In the 5th sloka, the 4th sloka, it says that it was going to leave, and it was proved the prana is the main, and all others, they are nothing comparing with the prana. When that was solved, then the other organs, as if they started praising the prana, and through that prana, through that they wanted to tell that this is the main thing which we should understand, that is prana. They said in the 5th sloka that you are the sun, like the sun, etc. All this. I am not reading those slokas. In the 6th sloka, they are giving a wonderful example that is like the hub of a wheel, and others are like the spoke. When a wheel is there, the main hub, that is holding all the spokes, and that is supporting the whole rim, and then it can move. That is the main part. So prana in the body is like that. Reading this, we may also can understand that they knew all these things much before. The wheel, the hub, the spoke, and all this. That means they were also advanced. Otherwise, how could they give this example? So this they said, and then in the 7th verse they say, it is all creatures, they bring offerings to the prana. All other beings, they are bring offering. How all the creatures means? The chakshu, karna, nashika, jiva, and tak, and others. The eye is going out, it sees something, it brings back that and gives to whom? To the prana. And the ear also listening something and bringing back, giving offering to the prana, because it is the main. So that again and again goes back. So that means again, those who are the student of Vedanta, prana is nothing but Atman. All goes to the Atman. Because of the Atman, everything. So here they are mentioning that Atman as prana. Sometimes this is a bit confusing in the Vedanta. Why not they're mentioning it here also, Atman? That it depends on the Rishi. He thought this way it will be easy, so he used the word prana. So they are giving an offering. And offering means the being, they said. Being means, again, there's a little bit of confusion. Being means there's something from outside they're coming? No. All these organs that is in the body, they are actually discussing about the human body. And in the human body, there are all this, including the mind. And then the main thing is the prana, the Atman. And all others are supporting, like the hub and in the wheel, the spoke, etc. And they are bringing the offerings. In the 8th verse, it says, the chief bearer of the oblation. They say the prana, you are the chief bearer of the oblation. That means whatever we give to you, you take it to the God. The eulogy of prana concluded in the 13th sloka by saying, Pranasya idam vashe sarvam tridive yat pratishtitam. All that exists here is under the control of the prana. Pranasya. Because of the prana, idam, all these, vashe, they are controlled. Tridive. Tridiva means heaven. Yat pratishtitam. Whatever is existing. and also in the heaven. Tridive, heaven. Not only here, in the heaven too. Everything is under the control of the prana, the Atman, the Brahman. And then they pray to the prana. Now this is very interesting, as if they are praying, all the organs are praying to the prana, the cheap one. Mateva putran rakshasya srischa pragyam videhi na iti. In the 13th verse, it says, protect us as a mother protects her son. Mateva, mata eva, like the mother, putran, as the children are protected, rakshasya. Then srischa pragyam videhi na iti, and bestow upon us prosperity and wisdom. Without the wisdom, there is no prosperity. That is also very interesting. Swami Vivekananda, he concluded, after traveling the Europe and America, of seeing their all prosperity, he started asking question to himself. If they can have this, they can do this, why not us back in India? And the condition of India was, at the time of Vivekananda, we know. So when he was asking this question, he got the answer. He himself mentioned, I got the answer, that is education, education, education. And what type of education? By that one can stand on his own feet, and the manifestation of the perfection. The two are there. One, the ordinary people who needs the food, the clothing, the shelter, for him education that will help him to stand on his own feet, so that he will get back his own confidence. Then he is proceeding towards the ultimate education, education of the Brahman and the Atman, and it says manifestation of the perfection. This is, they say, and here we find they are praying to the prana. This is in a story form, they say. Actually, the prayer goes to whom? To God, who is consciousness. Here, the prana, about whom we all know, is a breathing control and exercise that we all do. So, pranayama, is this God? The pranayama, here the prana actually, the Brahman, the Atman. Again, it is prana, it is Brahman, it is Atman. So it is coming from the Brahman. So mateba putran rakshasya, like the mother, please protect us. Whom we are praying? To the consciousness, to the God. How it can? Bhagavad Gita, in the beginning itself, it says, while praying, that Bhagavad Gita is our mother. Amba tvam anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita, etc. Amba, Amba in Sanskrit, mother. Now, in like the mother, why they always say about the mother? In the Indian way, there's always they feel the mother is the one who is the manifestation of the all goodness, not just giving the birth, but mother is the combination, manifestation of all the goodness that a human being can conceive, can think of. That is the mother. So that mother always protects, thinks about the children, and that is the reason everywhere you will find in Indian philosophical terminology, mother, mother and mother. So, Mateva Putran Rakshasya, like the mother, please protect us. How the mother protects? Telling again and again, this is good for you, you must do it, this is good for you, you must do it. Sometimes in Hindi they say, tang lag aa jata hai. जो माँ इतना कहती है कि तंग आ जाते हैं. Tang means I am tired of it. But why the mother is not tired? Why? Because she knows by telling this again and again the good thing, and it will go inside. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he used to go to different places, he used to tell the same thing. Call on God, believe me, there is God. If you only have a little faith and call, you will see the answer, will come. Everything will come. Whatever he will do. Like that he is. Then one of his Shebaks, who is to be always with him, said, why you are telling the same thing again and again? Then Sri Ramakrishna told, I should tell it. What is that to you? If you don't like to listen, go away. But I will go on telling. The Upanishads that we are reading, we know we are talking about the Brahman. But in a different terminologies, different manner, different fashion, different languages, they are giving the same idea. It is the Brahman, all-pervading consciousness. That is actually protecting us. Here it also says, please protect us. And not only that, bestow upon us prosperity and wisdom, the knowledge. The external prosperity that we see, that comes through knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge, you can never have that. Sometimes people are jealous of the rich people, but they do not know how much they have worked. Most of the time, these people, they work hard, and then only they get all these. So that is the knowledge, then only the prosperity will come externally. And internal prosperity, the yogic Shakti. That also the person is getting the knowledge of the yoga, knowledge of the God, and realizing God. And that is the toughest thing in the whole human life, to realize God. And after that, he is having all those good qualities within him, the prosperity. In the second answer, teaches us that the Prajapati, the creator, manifests himself as the macrocosmic and microcosmic prana. Now we knew that who is the creator? Prajapati. Praja, all that we see over here, the creation. Pati, the master, the creator. So Prajapati. This Prajapati again, as a prana, the vital force, is coming within a person. So that is as a microcosmic and macrocosmic way it is coming. And this creative energy is one, but is known differently through its different functions. Now comes the third question. That we are discussing about the prana, which is the vital, breathe, and sustain the body. This prana is a manifestation of a cosmic prana or the Prajapati. This we have to keep in mind. That is the reason Swami Vivekananda said each soul is potentially divine. And Sri Ramakrishna is telling, if you can see God by closing your eyes, well, you are meditating within your heart, can't you see God by with your open eyes? One lady, the famous Sister Nivedita, Margaret Elizabeth Noble, and her 150th birth anniversary is coming in 2017. And when she came to India, she came there to realize God, to follow Swami Vivekananda. How Vivekananda asked her to get the realization? By service, giving the service to the people. Different type of services she gave. And we are bringing out one, as every time we do, the calendar. And this time it is dedicated to Sister Nivedita. Not many information will be there with the pictures. You will find it. So maybe we are trying our best to publish it, and will be available from 18th, the Mother's Tithi Puja that we are going to observe over here. 18th is the next Sunday, and the next Sunday will be the Mother's Tithi Puja we will be observing. Though the original is the 20th, that is Tuesday, it's difficult to get the devotees to come here. So that is the main. That Prajapati is manifesting as a prana, as a vital force in every human being. And this vital force, in the third chapter, when we will complete, we will read, we will find that this is the mind, this is the consciousness which is there in the individual, is collecting all the impressions and going to the next life, the next life, the next life. It goes like that. So it is not the end. There is a continuity. Sometimes some people are very good and we feel jealous. Why? In this life, maybe he is just running a little ahead of you. Doesn't matter. You can overcome. You can cross him. If you want, if you concentrate your mind on that and constantly go on practicing that I want to be like him or better than him, next life you can have that. So always the opportunity is there. Swami Vivekananda said, as the Vedanta always said, you are the maker of your own destiny. So we will find in the third, the question, and when people are answered the second question, Kaushal, the son of Ashala, asked. The second question was answered, then Kausalya, the son of the Ashwala, he came and he is asking this. Bhagavan, kuto esha prana jayate? Very tricky question. So just as an introduction, I mentioned that Prajapati in the cosmic world manifesting in the individual as a prana. Now here the question is, the Kausalya, he is asking this question, Kuta esha prana jayate? Sir, whence is this prana born? Where from this prana came? Second, asmin sharire katham ayati? How does it come into this body, individual body? Now the prana was born, okay, I can understand. But how the same prana is living in all the millions and millions of beings? How it is possible? Right from the ant up to the biggest animal, the elephant perhaps, it is there. How it is possible? Asmin sharire katham ayati? Atmanam pravibhajya katham va pratisthate? Very simple Sanskrit. Atmanam pravibhajya. Vibhajya means breaking. Breaking or dividing. Atmanam, itself. Itself dividing. Then how does it abide in the body after dividing itself? We know the prana, vyana, udana, samana, all these 5 divisions of the same thing. Then how it was then kina utkramate, how does it depart? The body is temporary, it is going to be dead someday, and then we will throw it, burn it or bury it. Then where it will go? How it will go? Who will take it? So this is the question. And then katham vaiham abhidhatte, katham adhyatmamiti? How does it support the external and how the internal? These are the 5 questions clubbed in one. He is asking one question. The first question, second question, this is the third one. Those who are regularly following this class will remember that Kabandhi, the son of Katya, asked the first question to Pippalada, the teacher, whence are these creatures born? So the first question I am just reminding, first question was, where from this creature, the creation came? That was the first question. They were aware about the Creator. But the confusion is, when the Creator is creating, he needs or she needs, whoever may be the Creator, needs 2 things, intellectual and the material causes. He is making something, what are the materials? Now, this is a very tricky condition in the philosophy. The moment you say that God created this universe, the question is, from what? How, we are not asking. God can do it. God is all powerful. But out of what? What is the material? So then it comes, when you are preparing the yogurt, we know the material is the milk. When the God is creating this universe, what is the material? You know that when we are studying the Rig Veda, this question came in that ancient time also, and they're asking a question like this and giving the suggestion, what type of jungle and the trees he used. Because in those days they used to use only the trees. So very original thing. So how they can imagine the still or other things? So the trees, so where from the God got these trees to create this universe first? Second, as always the children are confused, how this, when we see the picture of the world, it is round like this, it has the water. How the water is sustaining over here? And who is actually supporting this? How it is floating? So they also asked in the Rig Veda time, how it is supported? It's a big trees are necessary to support the earth. So here also he is asking that question, where from the creation came, and then that was answered that it came from the Prajapati. How the Prajapati created this? Because he just thought and it was created. And there we got the answer. He thought means it was already there in his mind. Unless and otherwise you have some conception, you cannot think of anything. When you are thinking of a bridge, a small bridge, maybe somewhere in the creek, you have a conception of the bridge. Without that you cannot. So those who are creating anything, the building, these and that, they have an imagination. Imagination came from some knowledge. That means knowledge was already there, and then it came. Any creation, the painter, how they are creating, they have the imagination. They saw something and then making it some way. The other people, they are making these and that. Whatever we do, always there is a thought. Now the God is creating this universe, where from? They say the past creation. And to explain who is the Prajapati, they said he was a great sage, practicing spirituality. But at the ultimate time, he was thinking to become the creator of the universe, and he got that blessings, so he became the Prajapati. After, in the next circle, so one after another circles are coming, and then this circle, one who became the Prajapati, he is not permanent, somebody else will come in the next one. This Prajapati, he is creating, remembering all that was in the past. So the Hindus say the creation is eternal. When the first creation came, we do not know. So that was the answer in the first question. And second question, he was asking, Vaidarvi, the name was Vaidarvi, Sam of the Brigu. Pippalada replied. Then second question is the prana. Who is supporting this being? Prana. Then the third question, the Kaushalya, that son of the Ashvala, was placed with great intelligence. Prana. Then the teacher said, is the creator. Again, he said, prana was divided, but it is proved. Now the question, a philosophical question comes, sir, you said prana has created. The prana came from Atman or Brahman. The moment one is becoming two, it is becoming limited. That is sure. The moment one was there, that was one and without any second. In the Veda it says that Atman was one without any second. Even in this, the Christianity and Islam also they say this is only one. Now the question is, you said from that one the prana came, and then again the prana divided himself. If a thing can be divided, produced from other thing, so naturally it is becoming limited. Now I am preparing sweets out of maybe the milk. Milk is reducing. I was having so much of milk. I took some milk, boiled it, prepared the sweets. Then it is also reducing. Then the time will come when there will be no milk, there will be the sweets only in different varieties, shapes. Okay. If that is the procedure that was followed to create this universe, then there is no God, there is no Brahman, there is no Atman, first thing. Second, when you are telling the prana is the creator, okay, but prana divided itself, one which can divide are limited. The moment it is limited, going to be destroyed. That means it has a limitation too. So he is asking, then it proved that anything that has a part is bound to be disintegrated because the parts are there, disintegration, destined to be destroyed. Then prana cannot be the Brahman, which is aditya, without any second, akshara, eternal. Again and again we said that the creator, the akshara, eternal. Instead of placing this argument before the teacher, Kaushalya asked, whence is this prana born? Because the teacher is a venerable teacher, you cannot ask him like this straight way, so he is asking in a different way. Anything that is born is destined to die, so he is asking when this prana was born. The moment he will give such and such time, that means it was born, and the moment it is born, it is going to die. Maybe sometimes some people, they live 129 years, etc., etc., sometimes they say, but they will die someday, maybe after 200 years. But still they will die. So he is asking this question, when the prana was born? Understanding this subtle question, the Pippalada became very happy. And appreciating his sincerity, he said, Tasmai saho bacha. Tasmai, to him, sa, he, the teacher, ubacha, said. To him the teacher replied, Ati prasnan prichasi. You are asking a very difficult question. Ati prasnan prichasi. And sometimes we say in this country, a good question. That means a difficult question or a very appreciating way you are asking. So, ati prasnan prichasi. Ati prasnan. Ati means extreme. Prasnan, question. Prichasi, you are asking. Vashmishtasi. I will surely tell you, you are exceedingly devoted to the Brahman. Brahma Ishta Asi. Your target is to know the Brahman, and slowly you are asking question in a wonderful way. I appreciate you. I appreciate because your dedication to Brahman. You don't like to know anything else except that Brahman. So when I am telling about the prana, you are not curious about the prana. You are curious about the Brahman. You want to know the Brahman. Your target is fixed. So he is asking this, Tasmat te aham brabhimi. Tasmat, therefore, aham te brabhimi. I will tell you about that. The very first question he said, the kuto esha prana jayate. So the reply was, Atmana esha prana jayate. Where from this prana is born, the reply is, Atmana esha prana jayate. This is the reply to the first question. Kuto esha prana jayate. Where from the prana came, was born. Reply is very simple. He said, Atmana esha prano jayate. This prana is born of Atman. But Atman or Brahman is one again. So this is the fallacy, this is the argument again coming, and without second. Hence the question is obvious. If prana is born out of Brahman, they become two. That cannot be. To stop this thought, The moment he answered the first question, from Atman prana was born, this question will come. If they are two, then to stop that question, before he asked, he said, the reply continued, Yatha Esha Chaya. This is important. Yatha Esha Chaya. As a shadow, a person is there, a shadow is also following. Who created that shadow? That person. How it was created? With what it was created? No. Is the shadow is really there? There's a wonderful story. One little girl, she was going on trying to touch her own shadow. And the more she was running to touch the shadow was more going out and out. And she became tired. She sat down and started crying. Then the elderly person sitting on the bench looking after the game that she was playing to touch the shadow, he told, you want to touch your own shadow? Yes, come here and sit over here. And she sat. Immediately from the other side the sun ray came and shadow was just by her side. Now you can touch your shadow. The shadow, who is creating? I am creating. Out of what? Out of nothing actually. So what is that shadow? It is just like me. But it is not me. So the reply, very tricky reply of the Vedanta, and people are said, yes, Atmana Esha Prana Jayate. From the Atman, the prana is born. But don't think it is born like others. When you see in these worldly things, a separate thing is born, not like that. Yatha Esha Chaya. As a shadow cast by a person, etashmin etat atatam, so this prana by Atman. Etashmin, this prana, atatam means it was already there in the Atman, and it has just, because something was there, you see the shadow. The shadow was already with me. It is there. You cannot separate the shadow from me. It is already there. Atatam. But it is also separate. When there is an upper light is there in the situation, the shadow is separate than the original. But at the same time, original and the shadow are inseparable. So this is the point we have to understand. Then only we can understand the Vedanta. We are nothing but the manifestation of the same Atman. How that can be? Like this. Is the shadow of the same Atman. So it says like this. Again, in the second part of the question, when he was asking, first question was Bhagavan, Kutu Esha Prana Jayate? He said, Atmana Esha Prana Jayate. Next, if the Atmana Jayate, so the hidden question, to reply that, to stop the hidden question, to answer that, immediately he said, it is Yatha Esha Chaya, as if it is the shadow. What is the creation? Like the shadow. Then the second question, Asmin Sharire Kathamayati, how that prana came into this being? That means so many beings are there. Millions are there. And the prana is in million sharira, in million being. Then he said, yes, Manokritena Asmin Sharire Ayati. Manokritena Asmin Sharire Ayati. Through the activity of the mind, it comes into the body. Writing the commentary on this particular verse, Shankaracharya said, Etat Pranakyam Chaya Sthaniya Arnita Rupam, Anrita, that means false, Anrita Rupam Tattvam Satta Purushe Atatam Samarpitam Iti Etat. And when the Shankara commentary, he used one word and then another to support that. He is telling, Etat Pranakyam, Prana Akyam, whom you call as prana, Etat, this prana, Chaya sthaniya, it is just like the shadow. Shadow, but again he is to support that he is using anrita rupam. Anrita is not real. Anrita rupam is not real. Tattam satya purushe, but the truth in the satya purushe, atatam. It is all pervading in that truth. Samarpitam. Atatam means samarpitam. Again supporting is the second word. Iti this chaya is anritam. It is unreal. We all know. It is without any substance and therefore cannot be independent. Prana, though born out of Brahman or Atman, is entirely dependent on the self. Now, look at this. Atman, Brahman, self, so many words we are using, but it is the only one thing. And the prana that we are using, that is the shadow of that. And naturally, the shadow has no individual thing. It is depending on the original. So, it seems to be real because it rests on the reality, that is the self. This prana enters into this body through the mind because body is fashioned by our own mind. Monokritena. See, this is the Prasnopanishad, and the third question to answer the Pippalada, you will explain. And in our next class, that is very interesting, how the different type of bodies we are getting because of our mind. And what is mind? The thought. What are the thoughts? Or desires. So ultimately it goes down to desire. And who is thinking that? I. And who is this I? It's not original prana. It's the reflected prana. And I am thinking that as original. So I am thinking this body is I. And that is the ego. And Sri Ramakrishna came and told, uproot this ego. But can we uproot this ego? No. Why? Because it is only depending on the real God. So he said, there are two different type of egos are there. And in his own language, in the Bengali, Kacha ami, Paka ami. Kacha means unripe and ripe. Ripe I is God. Unripe I is me. So it is the shadow. But shadow means there is something real. Otherwise, how the shadow will come? Something must be there. When we see the shadow without any reality, we are afraid because that is the ghost. When something is coming, the shadow is there, but originality is not there, then that means what? Either I am sitting over there and thinking Vedanta, or I am fainted. Seeing that. So that way, so naturally we have to think in this way. And once again the Shankara in his own language he said, Manakritena, Mana Sankalpadi, Manakritena he used. You have created out of his own mind, your thought. Again, to explain that word, he said, Mana Sankalpadi Nishpanna Karma Nimittena iti etat. By our volition, our desires, our decisions, our resolutions, this mind creates the body. We will come to this in details, how the things are changing. The Sharira, this body is called Shariram Adyam Dharma Sadhanam. Through the body, you can realize God. But you need a body to realize God. Again, this body has been termed as Bhoga Ayatana. Bhoga Ayatana. Because you are enjoying everything through this body again. A place of enjoyment. We cannot fulfill our desires without our body. Sometimes some people, they commit suicide. And anyone committing suicide must be having some pain, unbearable pain, and they think, if I commit suicide and destroy this body, I am free. Exactly opposite. Exactly opposite. Of course, they don't come to meet for the consultation that whether they will go for suicide or not. I could quote from here, exactly opposite. Why? Because it is the mind you are carrying, not the body. It's the mind. We are carrying the whole impression. And who is suffering? Body? No. It's the mind only suffering. What are the thoughts? In the body? It is in the mind only. So obviously, when you are killing, destroying, what you are destroying? The body. What remains? The mind. And along with the mind, your thoughts, the painful thoughts. As because you are not having the body, but a mind full with misery, painful thoughts, is tremendous suffering. If the body is there, you can go and take a pill, you can sleep at least. For some time you can forget. But in the mind, you cannot take the pill. Then what will happen? You will suffer, suffer and suffer. So they say, it is just like the suffering of the hell. So that is the reason they say, don't bother about it. It's painful, we can understand. But go on trying to overcome this. The more you are trying, the more you are erasing that thing, and in the next life, know it for sure, you will be better. So it say, bhoga ayotanam. This body that we get, all because of our desire, and desire, it plays like this, and to fulfill the desire, it may be that before fulfilling one dies. And what will happen? Because the desires are there in the mind, but he could not complete the desire. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, even if you think that I am going to drink water, finish it. Even for that you may have to come. The small, small desires, complete it, finish it. And then only you will be free, otherwise not. So if you have the desire to take the ice cream, finish it. So this is the wonderful weather now to take the ice cream. So this fulfilling the desire may be one that you have to complete. For that you have to come back again. You have to take the life. And all those desires, they know what type of body will help to satisfy. So they will take that body. Maybe human body, maybe animal body, etc. Rebirth theory is very, very important. And we will discuss about the Vedanta says, Jaluka Vat. Jaluka, this Atman, this mind full with desire and impressions, it moves like the leech. When the leech is moving, it first holds something, then it leaves the next. So if you have noticed that how the leeches are moving, same way this Atman, it moves, and wonderfully explained by the Pippalada when giving the third answer, question the answer. We will read that in the next our class, but the next class in the Sunday, we will have the Holy Mother's Titi Puja. Please come all with your friends and relatives and enjoy. Holy Mother is the manifestation of that divinity. And when this type of personality, they manifest that particular moment, the day, that is a great help for the people like us. When we are praying in an ordinary day, and when we are praying on that particular day, it's totally different. So that is the reason I will request you to come. And next come, 24th December, the Christmas, another great personality, spiritual personality, Jesus Christ. And of course, in the 1st January, I will surely invite you all to come. That is the great moment in the 1st January. That will be our Kalpataru day. So please remember, on 18th, Mother Ma Sarada Devi's Titi Puja. Let us conclude by saying the Shanti. Om Shanti. 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 Harihi Om. Tat Sat.